Hey, I wanted to hop on and ask you a question. Have you noticed over the past couple of months, or even stopped to observe this? Here's the question. How programmable or unprogrammable are you? Kind of interesting, isn't it? I was reading an article recently, and it talked about all the changes that people have gone through during COVID. And think about this. I've talked to a lot of different people in business, a lot of different employees, a lot of different people that just are in society. And it's fascinating to take a look back and see, what have we changed in our worlds? What have we changed in our lives? You know, what have people changed in us is really a big question here. Because you think about it. Think about this. And we all say, this is America, the government doesn't control us or whatever it might be. Think about that. How many of you have stayed in your house for 2, 3, 4 weeks? How many of you went out and bought a whole bunch of toilet paper on the front end of this whole thing? How have your spending habits changed? How have your work habits changed? How has your exercise changed, or your eating, or any of that stuff? So this begs the question, what do you want to be? What do you want to become? And what do you want to create in yourself? What do you want to create in your business? Because I can tell you, this is a really, really cool concept when you think about it. Really cool. You can become whatever you want to become. Why? It only takes 6 to 8 weeks. And we know all these studies show habits take roughly, call it 66 days or something like that. Maybe it's less, depending on who you are, what your environment is, what the other distractions, things like that are to those habits. But this is really important. Have your kids adapted to work from home in the school? Have you adapted from working in an office to working at home? Have you adapted your business from going and being in front of customers to being virtually in front of customers, like what we're doing here? So if you were to write down how I used to do things compared to how I do them now, what would that look like? So here's a little project for you. Sit down and write down 5 things. 5 things you've changed in your body, in your family life. I mean, we have book club in the evenings now. I get to see my kids. I sit at the dinner table with my family and have dinner. And we don't have electronics there. It's interesting. It's awesome. I love it. We didn't do that before. It was kind of come and go, hurry, hurry, hurry. What things have you changed in your business? How have you changed how you're relating to your customers? How you are in the marketplace or not in the marketplace? And then compare those things. How it was before, how it is now. Now add another piece of paper. What does it need to look like going forward? What does it need to look like? This is a fascinating exercise, a fascinating bit of psychology here, because it shows you can be whatever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do because you are programmable. You've just had the reset button hit. It's interesting. It's like when you get a new phone and there's nothing on it and you're like, what do I want to put on here? Think about that. That's you. That is you. And you can pick anytime you want to go down and hit erase, restore to factory settings, and start over again. Pretty cool thought. So what are some of the things that you can think about here? There are a few aspects of business that we've had to adapt to. One is digitization. How have we taken and changed the digitization of our business? A lot of people are using Zoom, video, things like that now in order to accomplish face-to-face meetings. Are you doing it well, or are you just winging it? There's a good question for you. Are you showing up to your customers like you just rolled out of bed because you can just roll out of bed and hop in front of your computer? Or are you showing up to your customers like they are the greatest customer you've ever met with face-to-face? And how are you dealing with that? So how do you adapt yourself that way? Digitization. How do you use video? How do you use online payments? Do you know what Venmo is? Are you using the remote payments? That's a big thing. That's going to change a lot. What about people? People are different now. It's interesting. What drives people? It's not logic. It's emotion. 100% emotion. We live in an extraordinarily emotional society. You might go, no, I'm a very logical human being. Nope. Emotion drives everything. We are emotional creatures. We may justify with logic or try to fit our emotions within a logic box or the logic in our emotional box. But the bottom line is we're emotional. How do we help others emotionally fit into what's going on in society? I'm going to sidetrack here real quick. Recent survey, 30 to 40% of employees are struggling emotionally in businesses because of the overwhelm and the confusion as to what's going on in society. How are you dealing with that in your business and with your customers? Because they may be struggling. Recognize that. Put a smile on your face. Get on video and smile and see if they smile back. It changes people's days. Be kind. Kindness changes people's days. That's why I'm stressing that so much. Kindness matters, especially in this day and age. So we got digitization. We got people. Let's talk about problem solving and project management, because that's a big one. That's what you do with your customers. You find their challenges and problems and you solve those and you manage the projects with them. How do we do that? Have you increased your skills, your leadership skills, your ability to take and articulate and break down a situation in your business? Because that matters more now than ever before. Have you gone out and studied how to problem solve virtually or something of that nature? Design thinking, stage gate thought process, things of that nature, all these different decision-making principles. So just a few things I wanted to throw out there to you. But how are you going to program yourself? Okay, let's all get better. Let's get better through this. Let's improve our businesses through this. Let's improve our relationships and the relationships with the marketplace that we work in. I want to close with this. I went to Chick-fil-A yesterday. Yep, I know. Not on my diet, but it's really not that bad for me. I'll go with that. It was interesting, the process flow that I saw that the drive-through goes through. There's a lot of lessons in this. So if you haven't gone and driven through Chick-fil-A, go do it. Watch this, okay? Watch what happens. I pulled up. There were 4 people. They were scurrying around, jumping different places. The appearance of being helpful and busy was there. So visually, I walked in, I'm like, wow, these guys have got it together. They're all teenagers, young kids, for old people like me to recognize. So this guy walks up to me and he's like, man, I love your truck. This is my favorite truck. Okay, emotional connection. He just paid me gratitude. I felt good in that conversation. And he started by paying me a gratitude. It was interesting. Great truck. I love this. This is my favorite truck. And I'm like, oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. And I had a smile on my face. He had a mask on, so I couldn't tell whether or not he had a smile on his face. He's like, what? Can I get your name real quick? I'm like, Adam. He goes, Adam, what can I get for you today? I mean, instantly, what's our favorite word? What is the favorite word that we have in life? It's our name, isn't it? Your name is the sweetest sound to your ears ever, especially when it's said in a kind voice. So use people's names. He goes, Adam, what can I get for you today? Are you hungry? I'm like, yeah. So I ordered the 12-piece chicken nuggets or whatever it is, the chicken tenders. He's like, oh, that sounds really good. I'm sure you're going to love that. Notice that second piece of gratitude, second piece of caring, feedback, positive. And then he completed my order. I paid him. And I mean, he even held out the little card swiper. I swiped it there. He's like, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. By the way, if you could follow that kind lady over there in her car, paying gratitude. These people are good. He's got this psychology thing down. Okay. So I pull up behind her. She goes in front of me. I pull up to the guy, halfway around the building, you pull up and they hand you a receipt. And I pull up and the guy goes, Adam, do you want a receipt today or are you good without that? And I'm going, use my name again. I'm like, I'm good without that. Thank you. He said, thanks. Have a great day. It's good to see you. He's just on and on. And I pull around and the guy that offered me a receipt, what he was doing is he was giving me a second piece of gratitude. How many touch points of gratitude did I get before I even got my chicken nuggets? I got a lot. So I get around and then I get to the place where they're handing out the food and this young lady's standing there with a tray, like presenting my food to me in this beautiful Chick-fil-A bag. I pull up and she's like, "Good afternoon, Adam. How are you?" And they knew I was in a gray truck. I said it on a sticker. The first guy put Adam Gray Truck on there. She's like, "Hi, Adam. How are you today? Good afternoon." I'm like, "I'm doing great. Thank you." She goes, "I have a wonderful chicken nugget meal for you here," and handed it to me, going, "This is awesome." She's like, "Thank you. Have a great afternoon." I said, "All right." I left there with a smile on my face. It might have been $10 worth of fast food, but it was an unbelievable customer experience. They used my name several times. They paid gratitude, please and thank you. And I bet you they get that back all day long. It was really a cool experience. That is why that is a very successful organization. Think about that next time you go out in public and deal with somebody, or just hop on the phone or talk to them on video. So that's the thought for the day. Reminder, guys, this weekend, your kids are not coming home from school today with Mother's Day cards. Okay. So it's up to us. Let's take care of the moms out there. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms that are listening to this, and everybody. If she's with you or not, make sure you thank your mom. Have some great thoughts of her, and have a wonderful weekend. We'll talk to you soon. See ya.